Welcome, welcome, welcome,
Thank you.
everybody. Welcome. Alrighty. So, you guys have just woken up from a good night's rest. You handed in the diamonds to the artificer who was willing to make your disguising devices. And he told you that it would take about a week or two for them to be ready. It is now on the eve of that first week to check in with him and see if things are ready or not. Since you've handed in the diamonds, there have been radio silence between you all and the artificer. And you all
Uh,
just wake up in your beds.
During the time we hand over the diamonds, I want to confirm with him whether the diamonds would be altered or changed or damaged in any way during whatever he's doing.
No, the diamonds should not. They might have a slight scratch on them, but the diamonds won't be drilled into or anything. It kind of has to. He explains that the diamonds kind of have to be like put, kind of have to have like how do I explain this? Kind of like have like a wire like wrapped around it, sort of.
Okay.
It's kind of
I
like that kind of thing where he's going to be like doing like wraps of like wire around it, and that wire is going to secure the the rest of the device, and and he goes on and it gets more complicated as he tries to explain this.
Yeah, but let's say the key takeaway for me is that Dante's life now hangs in the balance of how much diamonds are going to be scratched during this whole process and whether that would still be acceptable or not. So I pat him in the back. Uh, Not really reassuring, but because I don't really know how much reassure I can make him there, but
Well,
just so that he knows.
slight nicks can still, slight like scrapes and things can still be mended.
Okay, that's actually
You
much
do,
better news.
you guys do have mending. At least I know
Yep,
one of you do.
I do.
So,
I'm the
I
artificer.
do.
see, two people have mending.
Yeah, that's actually already uh, better news. Okay, then go ahead. I think that's all I wanted to confirm here.
All right.
Question is how much is that mending worth?
His life.
Yeah, how much is he willing to pay?
He's not
That's
here
what's
to
up.
corroborate this, so
Oh, I know.
I won't actually say.
I mean, this time you can make him go around walking down the university in the Sailor Moon clothes.
Oh, nice. We're gonna have some fun with this, guys. We're gonna torture poor Dante.
I guess that just became our pastime then.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyways, you guys are in your dorms. You just woken up. Good night's rest. What's going on?
Ugh.
I want to read my book. I want to learn some new spells or something. Whatever I can do with that book that I got.
Mm-hmm.
But
What day is it?
it's a book. It's a language that I don't know how to read without comprehend or whatever the spell is to read different languages.
Comprehend languages.
It was comprehend. Okay, I wasn't sure. So I need to have a more efficient and consistent source of comprehend languages.
Trying to remember what language it was written in.
It was like Knoll or something like that.
No, it was a weird one. It was
It was the goblin animals.
yeah. It was what was it? A Warple?
Warg.
Warg. Warg. That's right. I didn't have it written down.
It's just such a weird language.
Do we have
Roll
classes today?
me dorsal. Roll. What kind of check would this be? Intelligence or insight on the language itself? I'll let you decide.
16.
Okay. You can tell that this language is pretty advanced. Almost like, almost equivalent to like Elvish.
Oh wow. Okay, then why is everybody talking so much shit? That makes me curious because everybody's just been talking smack about this language and these wargs, but apparently they're relatively intelligent.
At least they were. You're forgetting the fact that this book is hundreds of years old.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Any of us ever
Okay.
even met a warg?
No.
So yeah, then I gotta
You know
find a
what
way
they
to.
are from just like classes? Like classes have gone over like basic like traveling dangers that you can come across. Like goblins and gnomes and wargs and
Oh,
like
gnomes.
different creatures and such. Especially like mimics. They highly emphasize mimics to be very careful for. But yeah, no.
So yeah, then I gotta find a way to like consistently read this book without having to spend significant quantities of gold every time.
Yes.
So that is what I am doing.
Okay.
I would like to either find like a comprehend languages spell potentially, or since there is an artificer lab on campus, start working on a device of some sort.
Ooh, what kind of device are we looking for?
I'm thinking
Helm of comprehend language.
um
Well, you can do
or
something
some
more
like
special like that.
no, like some glasses of yeah, like some glasses where every time he has them on that he can read um just various languages.
Mm-hmm. Put it in the crafting items.
Okay.
Exactly how I put it. And I'll go over it later.
All right. Yeah, I'll do a little bit of research on it and
It's
figure
a
out
bit
what
like
exactly.
the Warlock's Eyes of the Runekeeper invocation.
Yeah, kind of like that. Something very similar to that. But something not super generic either. So kind of makes it more fun. So I'll do a little researching on it.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, something kind of fun.
What is Nox doing this morning?
Probably feels like he's got the worst hangover ever.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Um,
It's been I would say it's lessened because it's been a couple of it's been about a week since that happened.
oh, okay. He'd probably still be feeling pretty tired, but it'd just be chilling in his room. It'd probably have the door open, but it'd, for the most part, just be sat in there.
Okay. What is Solvis doing?
We don't have any classes today, I presume. or do we?
Let's say no.
Okay. Solvus is he wakes up, does some of his rituals and prayers, which he does in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and much of the time he is basically just sitting in meditation, trying to calm himself down. Um, you could you could feel from his behavior that he's getting a little bit more frustrated and impatient than usual. So he's basically trying to calm himself down.
Okay. Keck, what are you doing this morning?
As in Keck?
Yes.
Okay. You just said you, and I'm like, I'm the
I
main
thought I
character. I
said
love it.
Keck.
I think it cut out.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Because I remember saying Keck.
It's like, I'm the main character. I'm just you. um, the I'd like to say that over the past week, Keck was finally able to get into a local flying comp. Probably went fine, but this morning he'll be thinking about working out soon. Go He'll go over to Solvis and be like, Hey, you doing fine?
Yep, I'm all right. I'm doing well, but I think I'm getting a little worried with the recklessness of our group, and I don't feel like we take this as seriously as we should.
Yeah, I think
But
you've seen
but other than
I
that,
can get
it's all fine.
serious, but uh, I feel like some of our group throws away promises that they don't know how to keep at the time. But if you want to go work off some stress, want to go do some push-ups and pull-ups, they're easy because you can do them right outside.
No, I think I appreciate the offer, but for the moment, I'd just like to be with myself. But I'll maybe join you afterwards.
Cool. Let me know if I should keep an eye out for anyone too.
Cool. Thanks.
Okay. This kick will work out right outside the dorm room or whatever,
Okay.
or at least try to head out that way. He is still very much under the impression that his wings will be fully active and healthy while doing whatever thing these magical artifacts are going to do.
Alrighty. So, Keck, you're working. Where did you say you were working out? Right outside the
Just
dorm
outside,
room.
right outside. Yeah, just
So just like
branches and
in the
floor.
street.
I mean, yeah, I get outside and do jumps and jump squats and pull-ups and
All right. So as you are outside, um, at this school, there never really is any sort of like thunderstorms, any sort of like rain. It's cloudy, but it's like a nice amount of clouds, and it's usually about like the same temperature every day, which is mostly pleasant to everyone. But you get outside and you start working out, and after a while, you start to notice that the light's becoming a lot dimmer. And there are snowflakes falling from the sky.
Has Keck ever seen snow?
No.
Sky is falling.
Has he heard of snow in theory?
Yes.
Cool. The Uh, I think he won't rush, but he'll probably go inside at like the finish of that set and be like and go up to tell people, "Hey guys, it's snowing."
To the rest
I
of
didn't
you,
know
this
they.
comes as a little bit of a shock because it never snows here.
I suppose more than anyone, Nox would be aware of that.
Yes.
I imagine Dorsal would have an idea as to what snow is living in the mountains.
Yes. Like, you're all familiar with snow,
Just it not being here.
just not being here.
Yeah, Nox would probably come out of his room and go, "Don't be ridiculous. It never snows in the university."
Well, I mean, I I haven't. This would be my first time seeing it, but that would be what I described. That would be what I would call it. Maybe there's some magic spell. Uh, those always have me confused. Wanna come see?
Yeah. He'd frown and follow him out.
Alright. You go on, and it is indeed snowing.
He would look
Solmus would like
very
to
perplexed.
cast Detect Magic to see whether whether something happens there, whether it can detect what is going on.
Is the air magical?
The snow itself is not magical at all. The weather seems to have been changed by magic.
I'm gonna look over at Nox. Isn't the last time I checked, isn't the weather and the temperature magically controlled here to keep it moderate and relatively neutral? As far as you don't have a lot of rain or snow and the temperature doesn't really go up or down too much?
Yeah, snow just doesn't happen here.
Because if I remember correctly, those orbs that we saw when we were in the headmaster's office, those are exactly what those do.
That is
Yeah, something's
wrong.
not right.
Sorry, Dorsal. I'm just going to interject for a moment because I think you. No. Those orbs do not control the weather. They have no play in controlling the weather.
In this general area? Because weren't they all elemental magic orbs? If I remember correctly?
They are all elements, but they are sort of just disconnected rooms. They're not, like, connected to any system to actually control anything.
I thought that was the way he explained it.
No. He never fully explained what those orbs are for.
Okay. Dorsal says none of those things because he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about in the first place.
Well, we'd still be able to discuss the fact that snow doesn't happen here and it's very unusual.
Do we see someone else who's also there and looking at the snow and is confused? Any professor or other students?
Kick's gonna
Yes,
fly
no,
around,
maybe.
and after
Oh,
some
I'm
snow
sorry.
hits
I didn't
things.
hear the question.
Yeah, I was wondering if we see other people as well who
Yes,
are looking at the snow and are confused.
other people are confused. Yes.
Any of them, any professors? Someone we might feel might have a better explanation compared to what we can think of now.
Roll me perception out on the crowd to see if you see any professors.
Kick flies around in little circles in the snow.
You
14.
don't spot any professors in the crowd.
Okay.
No.
I suggest to the group maybe we should visit the headmaster once, check with him what's going on, and see if we can help in some way.
Yeah, even if he's not in, someone in that building may know what's going on.
Yep, I agree.
All right. So, you guys travel down to the subway system, and you go over to the administrative building. Ding. Alright. At the administration building, everything's a little bit out of whack. There are people holding paperwork, running back and forth between offices with like all sorts of things. Everything is a little bit in a panic.
We see the secretary still at her desk around the lift. Or is she also running around?
The receptionist, no, she is.
Yeah, receptionist.
She is kind of like going through paperwork and stuff at her desk. As you all approach, she goes, "Sorry, can't talk to you right now. Have to fix what's going on."
Anything we can help with?
Unfortunately, no. The headmaster has, well, misplaced a contract. And we have to find that contract. Else the weather is gonna stay this way.
Contract?
Yes.
With an elemental?
Yes. Well, several elementals. But yes.
How does he just misplace a contract?
Well, there's a lot of stuff that goes
Professors.
through this office every day. It's not the hardest thing in the world to lose one piece of paper.
Do you guys need like more help staff-wise?
Not from students. There are areas where you cannot go. Everything's covered though. Hopefully, it'll pass in a day. Another woman comes up to the receptionist and goes, "Tell her." Alright, and she goes over to you guys and she's like, "Message from Yen Sidric. He wants to see you all."
Okay. Cat grabs it.
Yep, we oblige and go for.
Alright, hopefully the weather will be good soon. We plan to make an announcement at some point today as you all leave and go back onto the subway. You go back to there. You can see that a lot more doors are boarded up now. Almost every single one but one door has been boarded up.
Oh no, how are we gonna get in?
Are we still on our way, or have we reached his office?
No.
in the
You
building.
guys are outside the clock tower.
Dorsal looks at everybody and he goes, You wanna open one of those doors again?" And smirks
Please
laughs
don't.
to himself.
They don't go to the right place. How are we supposed to get in? He has not noticed one of the doors isn't boarded up.
I think
Alright.
having a peek might not be a bad idea. Maybe we can do this again. One of us goes and peeks, and the others basically just grab hold of that person with a rope.
We have a
And I'll-
summons to attend.
Yeah, I guess just go see the headmaster.
As you go around, you do find an entrance into into it. When you enter, you are greeted by the receptionist, who is just sitting at her desk reading a book.
I walk up to her. Well, hello. We're here to see the headmaster.
The headmaster's not here.
And Citric.
Oh, yeah, Jan Cedric.
He's the master of magic, isn't he? Not the headmaster.
Yeah,
That
I get
is
that messed up sometimes.
Um, she goes, "Oh, right," and she's like, "All right, you guys should know the drill by now. Go and step on the platform." She flips the page of her book.
Dorso looks at her before he steps on the platform and goes, "You got any new books lately? Good ones that I could read?"
I mean, we get books almost every day.
I'm talking like magical books. You know, the good stuff.
What's the difference?
Between magical books and non-magical books?
Well, we get both in at equal quantities. It's not really something we're in short supply of, so what do you need a book for? On. Not for.
Nothing in
on.
particular. I just like to read, you know.
On what topic?
Um, I'm looking. Hold on. Look at my current book. Is the name of that? Okay, go. Do you happen to have any books that happen to have like a symbol of the void on the cover? Or any books on temporal magic?
Temporal magic's forbidden, so those are locked up. Only Cedric can get to those books. And he has a personal policy of never letting anyone use them, not even himself. As for your first thing, we do have a book or two in section 2,845,000.
Oh, where's that section at and how do I get there?
She just points behind you, and you look behind you, and it's just a vast expansion of things. On each bookshelf, though, there is a number that ascends one by one, going upwards.
Oh God. Okay.
I know how to get there.
Yeah, we'll do this after our meeting with Jan Cedric.
Yeah, good
All right.
choice.
Yeah.
Anyways, everyone on
Off
the
we go.
platform. Alright. And he clicks the thing, and you guys start to ascend. As you go up, Dorsal, do you want to try to look for section 2,845,000?
Yeah, as we're going up, I would like to do that.
Alrighty. Roll me a perception check.
Come on, perception.
And I thought it was going to be a percentage die.
So you caps the faintest glimpse of literally section 2 million as you guys are about to go up into the little flute that brings you up to his office, which would be about floor 8.
Okay, I'm gonna make a mental note of that. Floor 8.
You see the section 2 million.
And she said what number? 2 million and what?
2,845,000.
Holy shit. Alright, 2,845. That's gonna be a lot of searching, but we'll find it.
I've probably changed the number since the first time I said it, but
I'm
that's
okay
the
with
number
that.
we're gonna stick with for all of the
'Cause
people
that's-
watching and all the future people watching. I didn't write it down, therefore
Guys, come on. It's just a long number.
it's a
That's
very
what
long
I would
number.
write down in my notes. It is long number. We know
That's
what long
just the number we both happen to remember at the same time, is what it comes down to.
Mhm.
Alright. And away we go. Off to our meeting with Jens Sidric.
Alright, so you enter Jens Sidric's office and you see it's not entirely in chaos, but there is paper kind of strewn about. And he looks to be also looking for said contract. And he's going, I thought I saw it here the other day. Oh, yes, you all. I called this meeting to see how, and he's kind of like searching through, and he gets a little bit distracted as he's talking, and he's like, how your progress has been on the disguises.
I believe we already got the necklaces, right?
No,
I hope.
they are being
No?
crafted.
Oh, but like not the necklaces. The
gems.
the gems were given for the really hard ones.
Mm-hmm.
We're still gonna need a bunch of necklaces for the heads up people.
Yes.
Did we get those within the past week?
I will say yes.
Okay, so we got the necklaces. We're just waiting on the two more powerful illusions for these. And Keck waves his giant wings in the air.
Yes, I can see. Speaking of which, he's like looking around and he's like, no, it wouldn't have been in there. There is a quick errand that I need you all to run. Very quick, shouldn't take more than a week or so. There is inside of the forest, inside the Dryad's forest, there is a sort of stone temple within it. I need you to bring this to it. And he hands Dorsal, like a person at random, he hands Dorsal a bag. It's a small little, almost the size of like a coin purse bag. He says, inside of this, it'll look kind of like a tomb. Inside of the tomb will be like an altar. Just place this upon the altar and leave. However, navigating through the forest will take some time due to the fact that there is a rapid raging river separating you two from your destination.
But can't the goat man help us? As he looks at Nox.
If looks could kill.
Keck's gonna be like, a river is no problem for me. I'll go on my own.
Yes, well, the Dryads don't normally like people going in that far into their forest. That is also a factor. So, please be careful. And if you see the Dryads, please do not harm them. There are more Dryads within that forest than who teach at this school.
But this trip's gonna take like a whole week?
You saw one approach me in the first episode.
Okay. I wasn't sure if those were like always like he was always like somewhere one room over or whatever.
No, you'll have seen Nox have interactions with them on occasion.
Okay, cool.
Dorsal looks over and goes, "Wait, this trip's gonna take a whole week?
It might. It
Does it
might
have to
not.
be now?
Yes.
Do you have any scrolls of comprehend language that I can take with me?"
He he like picks up this big old bag and he's like searching through it, and he's like, his voice is like muffled, and he's going, don't really see anything right at this moment. Come back when you're done. I'll probably find it by then.
Dorsal just sighs. He's like, "I'm trying to develop an item so I can read my book, but I don't speak Warg."
Warg. That's an interesting language. I haven't. Wait, Warg. What are you trying to read?
Interdimensional temporal travel book. It's magical. I told you about it. You gave me the bookmark, the fire resistant bookmark, or the fire invulnerable bookmark.
You never
Remember, because it
told
gets.
me exactly what that book was.
I'm pretty sure we talked about it. Because remember, I told you if it got destroyed or burned, I die.
You never
Yes,
mentioned the
we
title.
discussed this part of it.
Oh.
We didn't
well.
discuss the contents of the book.
Oh well. Oh, my apologies. It must have slipped my mind.
Word of the wise. Do not ever try anything in that book of yours.
Oh, why not?
It can bring the rage of the gods upon you and every living thing in this world.
Interesting. I'll take that in. Okay. I'll take your advice on this one.
Good.
In the meantime, Dorsal's thinking in the back of his head, "Oh, I'm probably gonna try some of these spells. We'll see what happens."
I can hear thoughts. Not really. Not really.
Only when he wants to.
That's just
Exactly.
Dorsal's thing, you know. He just likes to try things and poke things and touch things and
Yep, very dorsal.
break into
Anyways,
things and try to steal things.
you guys go off. Do any of you look what's in the satchel?
Sure.
What's in what?
The like coin purse that he gave you?
It was given to Dorsal. He would probably
Yeah,
get
I'm
first
gonna
pick.
look when we leave the room.
Alright.
Walk
As you guys
right
are
up the
going
door.
down the elevator and you peer it open, you see
Yeah, I want-
that there are 3 rubies and 2 sapphires.
Okay, so I have
Now
3
Dorsal.
rubies and 2 sapphires. That's all.
Now Dorsal.
In
Well,
the bag. They are cut to perfection.
Dorsal instantly. I instantly make up my mind. I'm gonna put these on the altar, and I'm gonna go hide and watch. I want to see what happens.
Okay.
It's gonna be excellent.
As you travel out and you go to here, the entrance to the to go onto the rail line that connects across the first river has been barred, as there has been a security breach and some of the plants have gone out of control, so it's in containment and cut off.
I just look at Nox and I'm like, "Have you ever seen this before? You're all like foresty. You would know about these
Usually
things,
I'm on
right?"
the other side of this.
What do you mean? Like
Heck,
you're the
Keck came
reason the
here pretty
plants
often.
overgrow?
Keck came here pretty often. Was the bridge ever closed before?
It has closed on occasion when when like things like this happen. The reason why this bridge is so easily able to be cut off is because inside of that building houses dangerous plants that, if breach containment, can literally like engulf the entire forest and kill it.
Okay. How wide is this river?
The river is not super wide, but it is very rapid.
Because you know, like I'm hoping to carry people across.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will say that it's wide enough that you can't jump across it. But you can get like 3/4 of the way there if you tried to jump across with like an average like walking speed.
Well, I can like. This sounds really easy for me to get people across. Is that what you're meaning to say?
Well, yes, it's easy to get people across.
Okay, I will get people across one at a time.
Alrighty. So, please make me a strength check. Or,
Athletics?
athletics. I was doing so well last week.
Athletics is the only strength check, so it's
I know.
nice.
Alright. So, you are able, we're gonna pick Solvis first. So, you are able to get Solvis across pretty easily. On the other side, Solvis, you can see the building in view. It's a little bit far away. And you can see as some of the Dryads are creating like walls out of like vines and stuff that they're sprouting out of the ground around the building.
Can I see if they have noticed us so far?
Their backs are turned to you. They are not concerned with whatever's behind them.
Okay. Once Keck drops me, I tell him to be as stealthy as possible because we might run into some trouble.
Keck will nod.
Okay. Make me another check. Ooh. Alright. Let's just flip a coin to see who gets the short end of the stick.
I mean, I would hope that this is an easy thing, if we're like barely more than a jump.
It is, but you did an 8.
Yeah, easy
How
check at
deep's the
5.
water?
So, Dorsal, you go through, and Keck, right as you're about to like make the shore, Dorsal, you carrying so much stuff, your book, your satchel, a bunch of tools and whatnot, Keck, you lose your grip right at the edge of the river.
Ooh.
And Dorsal, you're fine. You don't have to make a check. You're able to like actually like firm yourself to the ground and like get up. But it was like right there. Like a little bit further and you would have gone into the river and been swept away.
I look up at Dorsal or Keck and I go, whew, you almost dropped me there. Would have been kind of cool to see where that river goes, though.
Solvus walks up to him and helps him come out of the river.
Next,
All right.
for Nox, the last
How
one.
deep? How deep is the river?
This one is about 7 foot deep. It's not wide, but it is deep. Alright, you're able to get Nox across safely. As you both get there and you hit the ground, Nox, you notice that one of the Dryads is now coming towards you.
I would greet them in Sylvan.
They greet you back, and in Sylvan continues, you must vacate the area. We are trying to block out a disease.
We are here on official business from Yen Sidric. We must pass through to reach a temple.
In which case, you were going the wrong way. The temple is south from here. It is not north.
This is what happens when we let Keck fly us across the river.
Heck, we're sure this is the way.
Enough said. Okay. So, yeah, he would say...
Do not
approximate... Yeah, he would ask directions.
Follow this river down until the end of the mountains. Once then, go towards the kingdom of Ulv. The temple is across the second river. You will see it from the bank of the river before you cross.
Thank you. He would sort of put his hand on his chest and incline his head as a sign of respect.
The
Is there
Dryad
anything we
does the same and turns around and goes back to putting up the barriers.
Okie dokie. We head south, and he would start to move along south along the riverbank.
As they start to head that way, I'm gonna walk over to one of the Dryads and go, "So you're a Dryad, huh? It's nice to meet you. I'm Dorsal."
Nox would hiss at him.
Dorsal's gonna ignore all that. He's never met a Dryad before. He's very curious about Dryad. As is he. He's curious about everything.
One of the Dryads, not the one that you were talking to, comes around and says, in like sort of like it's not broken common, but you can tell that they are not used to speaking it.
Heavily accented.
Yes.
Well, I'm an elf. So what language am I speaking here?
What language do you want to speak?
Well, it's Elvish, so I mean, I don't know if that wouldn't necessarily be Sylvan, would it?
No, Sylvan is different.
Sylvan is different.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, common, I guess.
Oh, they do speak Elvish.
Oh, do they?
So instead of a different one coming up, the other one recognizes your elf blood and speaks within Elvish. Please vacate the area. We need to contain it off.
Oh yeah, no, we're heading. I'm gonna relay back in Elvish. We're heading out. I just wanted to come meet one of you Dryads. I've never met one of you before. I've heard you all are such magnificent creatures.
Thank you, but we have work to do. You can visit the professor when classes are... And they, go back to doing what they were doing.
Alright, fair enough. It was nice to meet you. Good luck. And I walk off. I follow the party.
Alright.
I look up at Nox as we're walking. I go, "Don't you hiss at me."
Surprised you spoke to them. I always was half worried about being killed.
I talk to everybody. I'll talk to goblins if I see them. And we're not killing them.
This far in life.
So you travel along the river.
I made friends with a dragon now, so...
That did happen. I remember that.
That's generous. That's a generous way of putting it.
Yeah.
And I've got
Thinking
cat
that's
face
definitely an
here.
optimistic outlook there.
He let me name him. I named him Crimson. That makes us friends.
I believe the word is tolerate.
Dorsal doesn't distinguish between the two phrases.
Oh, you must
It's
be
all
friends with so many
friendship.
people then.
Oh, I am friends with
Everybody.
many people. Look at Catface
Okay.
here. We're good friends too.
Cat is not with you.
The cat's not with us.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, where'd our
I do like
cat
to
go?
imagine
That's
that you
how much the
pointed and then
cat
realized
likes
that he
you.
wasn't there as the moment you saw. It's like, what? He left us.
I know. I'm like,
Ah.
I'm looking around. I'm like, where's Catface at?
Phasing
He
back to the
wanders.
dorm rooms. Uh,
No.
he like he's like just waking up. He's like stretching. He's like prancing around the dorm room. Like, where'd everyone go?
Dorsal just looks up, looks down, and he goes, "Lazy cat, sleeping all the time." Oh well, let's go. I'm ready.
So, so the day passes and into night. Within the Dryad's forest, there aren't really any dangers to be spoken of. Sure, there might be a wolf or two that you come across, but the more dangerous beasts and monsters that would normally be in a forest are not present due to the Dryad's influence. However, you do come across something. Along the river, down towards, you guys are maybe a day or two away from the edge of where the mountain ends, like the Dryad told you, you see a small hut with some smoke coming out of it.
Dorsal looks over and goes, interesting. Maybe we should go say hi."
Did it have a style we would recognize?
It looks like a normal like an English cottage type thing.
I'll be the judge of that.
Oh,
I actually need to look up what an English cottage looks like so that I can now describe this correctly.
Knox is over here thinking to himself, "How dare you try to know what an
For
English
Knox
cottage looks like, sir?"
being freaking.
Sorry, that was too good to pass up.
Nope, I'm doing it.
so it's like a house.
Yes.
Okay. I was picturing a tiny tent.
Can I make any
not
checks to
that primitive.
maybe realize?
Oh no, it's just when he
maybe-
said little hut, I pictured like something you go camping with.
Well,
Living in a Hagrid's hut.
it's small. It's one story. It's got like sort of a taper roof made mostly out of like akin to like a bunch of like leaves and stuff mixed with mud across. It has a small chimney coming out of it with some smoke and like two windows on the side of the door, both illuminated by candlelight.
Alright.
I
Do we
just
have
imagine
any
Knox
clue
going,
who this person would be? Like who could be living in this hut?
No.
Any clue at all?
Knox.
Can we make any check?
No, because there is no person outside. You have no clue who would be doing this.
I would like to go knock on the door.
Wait 1 second. Knox, you would know that this is no good for whoever built this little house. And you're a little curious as to how they...
Managed to build it in the Dryad's forest.
Exactly.
Yeah, he would want to investigate too, but for very different reasons to Dorsal.
Alright, so Dorsal.
Isn't that usually how things go?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
generally
to be honest,
very
yeah.
different reasons.
Difference of opinion.
Yes. Dorsal, you go up and knock upon the door to this lovely little cottage. And opening the door, an old woman
Oh, no.
answers and says, "Why, hello, dearie. How can Grandma help you today?"
That's the worst.
Would it be wrong at this point in time just to sword her in her face? Because I mean, it just feels right.
To
I mean,
just
there's
Yes.
no witnesses.
stab her?
It would be very meta
just
to
feels-
stab her.
It just feels so weird. Some creepy ass old lady
Is-
living out in the middle
I mean,
of
you did
a
say it's a
forest.
stone house, not a gingerbread house, right?
Yes, it is. It's
It-
made out of stone.
Might lick one of the stones just
It
to
would
be
be
sure.
too meta to stab her at
You
this
lick
point.
the stone and it tastes like stone.
Just checking.
I know. Trust it doesn't taste like gingerbread. Stab this bitch.
Okay.
No,
Are you
I'm not
actually
actually gonna
gonna-
stab her.
You're not actually gonna
Okay.
stab her?
Not yet. Yet,
That would
maybe.
Be, that
It's
would
still
be
an
too
option.
much. There's a lot of hints, but that would be a bit much.
Dorsal wants to look around a little bit more. He's curious because kind of creepy to just live in the middle of the forest.
I
It's
suppose it's
getting
not,
a
'cause it's
bit
gonna look around a little
dark.
bit more.
Come on in. You can spend the night.
I don't want to spend the night in your house. I just wanted to say hello and see who was living here. Because I'm not gonna lie, it's a little weird. You're living out in the middle of a
Oh,
forest.
don't worry about it. This is only temporary.
God,
That's
I
what a
really want to
criminal would
stab
say.
her.
Tempo Mary?
Inside the house, it looks like a normal house. I mean, as you enter is more of like the kitchen space. So you see there is a long oak wooden table with like benches alongside as seats. To the
Can
side
I insight
is
check her? Because
a
I feel like she
big-
creeps me out.
Sure, give me a moment. There's a big roaring fire going into this chimney that goes out of the house. Around the room itself is sort of more of a like preparation kind of stuff with like cabinets and um what are they called? It's not like a wardrobe, but it's like a
Sideboard?
wardrobe but for like plates.
Sideboard
Yeah.
kind of thing, yeah.
When she opened the door and she was old, I just feel like I got the wrong vibe from her. You know, living out in the
Ages.
woods,
Yeah.
some old ass
To-
lady. She invited me
the
to stay the night in her
left-
house.
To the left of the fireplace, there is a door that does go into a different room. And she goes, "Have a seat, have a seat. Tea will be done soon."
Have we all gone into her house at this point in time? Because I don't
I don't
remember
know.
going into her house.
She's
I don't
in
think
the
I went in
house.
there because
She's
Keck will generally follow the group, unless told otherwise.
I want to inside her before we go in the house because she really creeps me
Go
out.
ahead
Old
and
ass
insight
lady,
check.
got all this roaring fire, all this nice house out in the middle of the woods. Damn it.
She
You get
is
to
a nice old lady.
I don't like her. I'm going to go
Is
for
that-
it.
From where we can see, is there anything inside that is like well-known
Ooh.
spell regions
Solvis
or
nat
anything
20
like
there
that?
on
You
insight.
do see spell components on like the counter space, and you can see some bottles of some potions. You can see
And-
that there is a cauldron on top of one of like the countertop kind of spaces that's kind of just sitting
Any
there.
of things I can see, would they ring any alarm bells, or are they all quite generic?
No, they're all
things?
generic. Nothing
Forbidden.
specific like child limbs or anything like that.
I mean, that was dark, but yeah.
Well, everyone's thinking about it,
Wow,
so
yeah,
I
you
have
went
to say
right
it.
to. I don't think anybody was thinking of child's limbs just stapled on the
Well,
wall.
someone
I
was
mean,
thinking
I was, but
gingerbread
that was
house for a
unrelated.
moment there, so it
Yeah,
crossed
to
your
be fair,
mind.
yeah.
Um.
I mean,
anyways,
my brain is screaming hag.
Soulless,
I yeah.
you see right through this. Whilst yes, she is an old woman, you notice more of the magic about her, and you can tell that she is quite a powerful sorceress. The other thing is though is that she's not showing any malice, and she is being genuine.
Well, I'm not
Hmm.
gonna
I
start
step
fighting.
forward and introduce myself. I tell her I'm Solvus. I'm one of the students from the university, and it's very nice of you to invite us in. But maybe it's good if you could also introduce yourself so that we know uh, who is being courteous to us.
Why, hello, yes. I am known by many names. The Witch of the Forest, the Moving Witch.
The moving witch?
Hal?
Like, do you move around a lot, or I mean,
Yes, my house can grow legs.
Oh my god, it's Baba Yaga.
I'm not gonna lie, lady, you're creeping me out.
That happens to many people. I am not offended. I am well over hundreds of years old. Magic has sustained me for now.
So you're not gonna be offended if I told you I thought about stabbing you? So you're creeping me
Oh
out.
no, many people have tried. Many people have tried. Almost
Oh,
all
okay.
have failed.
Well, you seem pretty understanding, so I'm good.
Yes.
Yeah, I also don't want to pick a conflict with her, so I graciously accept her invitation and go in.
I mean, I don't think we
Would
could
you
offend her at
like
this
some
point in time.
tea?
What's it made of?
Leaves.
From what plant?
Tea
You still
leaves.
creep me out, lady. You're very polite, but you're still
A
creeping me out.
tea plant. I don't know. I bought it from a merchant.
Sure, I'll take some tea. You have some sugar?
Of course I do. And she puts on the pot. She puts in the tea leaves and stuff. She closes the lid. And she goes
Were we
over
actually thinking of camping
and
soon, or
starts
did we still have a lot of
prepping.
trail to do?
I think we've travelled for quite a duration, haven't we?
Yes, night is coming. Like, it's like sunset.
Like,
as
if
of
we
right
left
now,
now, we'd be camping on our own soonish, anyways.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're a powerful sorceress, huh? I'm into magic too.
Oh, yes.
I like to make things. I got this cool
Oh.
book. You want to see it? It's really cool. I can't read it yet, though. It's awesome.
Ooh, quite fancy. Yes.
But we can't burn it, because I'll die.
Well, fire is fire. A great tool. It destroys many things, but it can also bring life.
Well, that's true, and I agree with you. But in this particular case, I'm just worried about the destruction part. I mean, if it comes to that, I'm not gonna have to worry for very long.
Oh, don't
because I'm gonna
worry
catch on
about
fire.
it. That bookmark in it will protect it from any flame.
Oh yeah, the the master of magic gave it to us.
Yes.
He's a pretty cool guy, too.
Cedric. A dear old
Yeah, I kind
friend.
of figured you would know him.
He has gone down a dark path as of late. But it is not my place to interfere. One's path is one's own.
Oh, yes, huh? Oh, that's
Yeah.
unfortunate. You want to hear about the
Pretty
time I
well
met
lit
a
when I was
dragon?
there.
I made friends with a dragon. You want to hear about that?
Oh, I've met many dragons in my lifetime. Traded with a few. Very
Really?
stingy with their treasure. And
Really?
she comes back to the table and she now like puts down a big old pot with like a spoon in it, and it's all just like sugar.
So I'm gonna look at her and go, all right, so what do you really look like? 100% I'm guessing you're not an old lady.
Oh, I am now. I've decided years ago that I would stop making myself young. I've lived far too long. I've seen everything there is to see. Now
There's no
it's
way you've seen
just
everything.
the end of my life. Well, I haven't met the gods yet, but
Have you been to another
hopefully
plane of
they'll
existence?
meet me when I perish. What was that, dearie?
Have you been to another plane of existence?
Yes, I have traveled to other planes. Some
Nice.
very, very dangerous. Others, not so much.
I went to this one, it's called Arcadia. Have you ever heard of it?
Yes, it's a very, very lovely one.
No, it
Yes,
tried to
I
kill me.
spent some time there. Oh, that doesn't sound like Arcadia. Her mood kind of changes and more like to the point of like, tell me more.
Oh, well, I went through the door. I don't remember that. I don't even remember specifically what happened, but I went through the door and then it was all green and beautiful. And I was kind of like, I mean, from what I'm told, I was entranced because I just kept going in there. And
Yes.
I don't know, Nox, you tell her because I thought it was pretty the whole time, but you guys saw something different.
I didn't go in.
No, but you saw through the
We
doorway.
saw. The whole place went dark, like it was being overtaken.
Ah, more of a case to die now. The seals are being broken one by one, aren't they?
They
Yes, we've witnessed
are.
a few break.
Come
Yeah.
on, now's not a good time to die. I'm 5.
I actually
Well,
saw them break like in the guy's prison. It's crazy.
yes.
It was in a vision.
That it is kind of odd that you all would see it, with you all not breaking them. One of you must be connected to the destruction of the logs in some way. And
Wrong
since
place,
you're
wrong
connected to that person, you see the visions of them being broken.
I think more than one of us has seen him, haven't we?
Yes. Solvis!
Or is it just Dorsal that's seen him?
No, you've
Have
all
I
seen
seen
it. The entire
Yeah,
party
we all-
Yeah.
has.
Yeah, that's what
We
I
all saw
thought.
the one be broken on the Yule
Yeah.
scenario.
You also saw another
And-
one break.
Yeah, when you guys insisted on playing with that rock.
That was a good time.
Solvis, are you connected to the
Is
rocks?
this Acheron and Limbo, right?
Yeah, I
Acheron
believe
and
so. I'm
starts
looking
with a
here.
B.
I know, because Limbo's the symbol on the
Bitopia.
front of the book.
Vitopia.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, Bitopia and Acheron. Yeah, I looked at the lady because Dorsal's he's met a new magical person, so he's definitely interested. He's like, yeah, well, I mean, yeah, we're kind of all connected just because I don't know. And he points at Nox. He goes, he's him. I don't really know what's going on there. He sees all kinds of shit apparently, I think. And then me and my buddy Dante, we were playing with this magical rock, and a portal opened, and it was good times. And we lost like, what was it, like a month or a week? We thought we were traveling normally, and apparently we weren't. It was a whole lot longer than how long we thought we were traveling for. So it's been
That
fun
was
times.
the first seal to break.
Yeah,
Mind
yeah, that one.
manipulation, a very hard thing to crack. Very hard indeed. But Nox, is it? Have you been seeing visions of the future or past?
Yen Cedric allowed me to see things into the past, and I've seen a couple of glitches in the planes.
Very interesting you are. By any chance, did you spend time within the theocracy?
Like
Not that I
recently?
can clearly remember, but I have recently been shown memories that have been tied to them in some way, though I've yet to decipher it all.
Yes, I would go to figure that out. You seem to have something about you that is off. Same with the theocracy. Once they put up those churches, the magic in that land no longer feels pure. It
We have
feels
seen it.
rotten.
It's super crazy magic.
We've seen a demon portal open in that region.
Yeah, we did. It's
Yes.
crazy.
The demons are becoming restless. They have sensed the breaking of the chains, and they have become more restless than ever. They wish to free their master, but they have no know-how of how, and they are too stupid to know how in the first place.
Best to keep it that way.
Oh, demons are demons. And no one truly knows what all the locks are. It would take, well, a millennia. And I'm not even that old yet. Nor do I wish to be. And she kind of like sits down at the table now.
Well, they've broken 2 in pretty rapid succession for saying that 5 would take that long.
Well, did you ever wonder that one might have been the past? That maybe your connection has been recent? And that what you saw the first time was to catch you up to speed with what has already happened. The second one breaking, well, that one would probably happened at that time.
Interesting theory. You'd see Nox sort of like put his hand to his chin and sort of start pondering.
As you start to ponder, the spout begins to whistle and blow, and she goes, "Oh, the tea is ready." She gets up and she goes around and she takes the teapot off the thing and puts it on a sort of like it's kind of like some like plushy like wool and cotton type of like mat that she puts it on the table, and she goes, "Don't want to ruin the table." And she goes around to each of you and she says, "Do you want tea?" She goes dorsal first.
Dorsal says, I say, of course. Yeah, I would love some tea. Thank you very much.
She puts a cup in front of you. She goes over to Keck. "Would you like some tea?"
I'll just have water, thank you though.
"Oh, I can get you some water." She puts a cup in front of you. "Would you like some tea, Solvis?"
Yes, thank you.
She puts a cup. "Nox, would you like some tea?"
Yes, thank you.
She goes through and she goes and she gets Keck his water first. And then she puts the pitcher down in the middle of the table. And she gets the teapot and she starts to pour into everyone's cup. And she leaves enough room for some, like, sugar. And she goes, "Sugar's in the center. If you would like some, just pass it around." And she pours some for herself and she puts it back on, like, the cotton thing, and she sits down and she takes the tea and she has a sip and she's like, "Ooh, this is the best one that I've had, yes."
Well, thank you. I'm gonna reach for the sugar naturally. I asked for it in the first place.
Right.
And then I'm gonna ask her. You seem to have a lot of knowledge with the theocracy. Have you ever looked at their border magic? It's kind of crazy.
Yes, their border. It only came up recently. Before anyone was able to travel. Now it's divided the country.
Yeah, when we were over there, I was analyzing it, and it's got a lot of different magic blended into one significant spell.
Yes, it takes lots of energy to keep up that level of spell, as well as the fact to keep it up for an entire country's border. Although
Well,
there are always going to be gaps. Remember
what?
that.
There's always going to be what?
There are always going to be gaps.
Oh yeah, no, we found those. We went in there. It
Well,
was just kind of
more than one.
crazy. Oh yeah, well I kind of figured because when I was when I was messing around with it and I noticed that there were gaps when we went in, we noticed that there were towers, so I just made the assumption that
Yes,
that's how they're powering the walls.
they
But I'm
attach to the churches. The crystalline structures of the lacrima. They
the Lachroma?
amplify the power source. Yes,
What is it called? The Lachroma?
lachroma.
Interesting.
It
I
amplifies that power source of theirs. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. In the wrong hands, it could disrupt order for the entire world.
Trust me, it's in the wrong hands.
Oh,
So I'm-
I know that. But I
So-
do not get into their politics. It's a rabbit hole one's left best to keep out of.
It would nod.
I'm curious. Do you think they use the slaves to power them?
No. It is powered by a much larger power source. Well, I say larger, but it is about the size of a marble, like this. And she pulls out a rather, it's a bit larger than your average size marble, but it's not like super large. It's about the
From her
size,
pocket?
it's a little bit bigger than if you look at like a normal size D20.
She just
Huh.
she walks around with this in her pocket.
Oh, I have many things in my pocket. And she pulls out a fork. Puts it on the table.
You know,
Never
you always
know
gotta
when
have
you're
a
going
fork.
to need that.
Sometimes cake happens.
Exactly.
Wise words if ever I've heard them.
If so, that's the power source, huh? I wonder how that. Is this
Oh,
like
this
an
isn't the power source.
no?
I'm
But
saying
it's
it's
that
the
size.
size of this. Yes. It is
That's
very
a-
ancient and very powerful.
I wonder
Do
what
not try looking for it. Even though it's in the wrong hands now, soon
Why?
it will be in the right ones.
Nox would mutter quietly to himself, the stones.
Yes, the stones, precisely.
Are you talking about the rune stones?
No, Nox knows what I'm talking about, though.
What you talking about, Knock?
We encountered one of the Guardians on one of our previous missions. The Guardians of the Mind Stone.
Yes.
Was
the
I there for
order
that one?
is the order is not completely gone, but they have lost many.
Oh,
And
that was
There are
like the
more
one
without
session I missed,
the
huh?
full number,
Yeah, I think so.
Fuck.
And Nox
And
properly ravaged this poor woman's mind to get all the information out.
without their full number, the church took the stone from them. Luckily, some members were out on a mission and did not witness the massacre that happened. It was terrible. There are others, you know, and I do not for a second believe that these stones are not conscious and don't have their own wills.
Which stone do you believe the Theocracy has?
The Mind Stone. I know it
So
for a
it-
fact.
It would make sense with the effect of it. Concentration required.
The stone
control.
is conscious on its own being, my friend. The Pope holds the stone in his scepter, but he only means to assert his dominance and will for the stone to bend towards what he wants. The lachroma amplify the normal effect of it into a larger range.
They must have had that stone for a long time to have built that infrastructure.
Oh, yes.
Or they knew they were going to be getting it.
About 100 years, in fact.
So by this time, Dorsal's very curious, and he's already noted in his notebook the Mind Stone. So what are these stones, the Mind Stone? What are these stones? Can you elaborate?
These are the stones the gods created to control all mortal beings. However, the Creator chastised them and forced them to throw them away and put them in the hands of those who they controlled. Whilst it has no effect upon the gods, it still had effects upon the people. Many kingdoms rose and fell in many worlds and many planes, but eventually people rose to protect it and hide it away, erasing all knowledge of it in the happenstance, so that the world can continue on a path of progress instead of being divided and infighting amongst all. In this world, they are called the Protectors, and they are named after each stone. In other words, they are called other things. But that is not of your concern.
An interesting development.
Yes.
I'll have to reconsider some things I've discovered.
I will say the stones are very powerful. The church at one point experimented with lachroma and tried implanting them into mortals. The stone of the mind would destroy, as well as every other stone, would destroy the being who the stone would be implanted within. No one is that powerful but the gods themselves.
That would have piqued Nox's curiosity. But he wouldn't say anything.
The church has done many things and have caused many atrocities. It is good that you fight against them. This school is a little more wishy-washy than I would prefer when it comes to those who come from the theocracy. Whilst I do commend them for disobeying their rules and not converting people, I do think that we should not have taken them in. But again, Cedric and the headmaster feel that everyone should be welcome, and I also commend them for that. Does anyone want biscuit?
Nox is still lost in thought.
No? Okay. And she pulls out a biscuit from her pocket and she begins to eat it.
Keck is just as flabbergasted by the small things as any big things she says.
Do you know anything of the disease that is ravaging the Dryad's woods?
Oh no, they experiment with poisonous plants and all kinds of living things. Plants and such. Many people concoct many poisons and things for the sneaking classes, which I do commend them for their ability to notice and be able to create their own poisons. Very handy in assassinations. Very handy, and I do commend them for that. None of them work on me by chance, but I do commend them. But no, last time I heard, a sentient plant became upset and decided to create vines, strew out its vines, and take control of the facility. I do not know the particulars. I mostly stay out of that area.
Probably for the best.
Ye. As well as the fact that the Dryads aren't very particularly fond of me here.
Where is it you are on your way to if you are traveling through? And where from?
I am going to the Kingdom of Bulv.
Kingdom
I
of
plan
all.
to spend the summer there. It's normally a quite good place to spend, especially if you get a good spot right up against the coast. That nice salty sea air, oh, it puts power into my bones.
Have you ever ventured particularly far to the southeast of that region?
You mean to the Kingdom of Ulv? Well, they're closed off. Whilst they do have a magic society, they have advanced far above us.
I heard it was only ruins down there.
No, that is what they wish you to believe. In fact, their kingdom is walled off from the rest of the world. They've decided to become isolated so that no kingdom would ever fear advancement. They
Putting up
are
walls, always a good way to reassure people.
they are wildly more advanced, though. It would be as if we first created the wheel and they created, well,
They are unwelcoming of outsiders then.
no, actually. They welcome all outsiders with an open mind. The only thing they fear is the closed-minded.
Dorsal, hearing all this, he just pipes up and he goes, "How do we get there? I want to go visit that place. Sounds
There are
fun."
several entrances to the border, one of which follows the main road. If you go and travel along the main road, you will be able to go there. But you will find out that that place is very, very different from the rest of this world. All because of what happened during the fall of No Man's Land.
Well, you said it's wildly, they're wildly advanced. That's why I want to go there. I want to see all the cool technology.
She pulls out a device from her pocket. It has silver edges and a glossy black top and bottom. On the sides are what look to be small buttons, and she places it on the table. And
I look at her and I go, "What's that?"
She clicks the button, and it instantly lights up. This is the kind of technology which they possess.
A little torch?
It is more than a little torch. Within the kingdom, you can communicate from one person to another on the opposite side of the country.
Nox's eyes would go wide at that.
This device is very powerful, and she slips it back into her pocket.
And whose does yours connect to, I wonder?
It is more complicated than that. It does not connect to one specific person, but it can connect to anyone holding one of these devices. But only within the country itself.
I see.
They have also invented many other things, but we must not linger on the kingdom of Uv. You must see it for your own eyes if you wish to believe everything that you see.
I agree wholeheartedly. We should go there.
Soon. I do have to ask of you all a favor.
Oh, what's that?
Please keep an eye on Yen Sidric. I fear he is going down a dark path, and I am unable to stop him.
How do you
suspected as
suggest we
much.
stop him?
I do not know. But as I am leaving, I hope you just keep an eye on him. When things get dire, remind him that the path of darkness is not one which he should tread.
keep an eye on him.
Anyways, it is getting late. You can sleep within this room if you wish. I will keep the fire going. Or if you wish to sleep outside, that is also fine. I will be leaving an hour past noon. And if you do not leave by then, well, I will be taking you with me.
I'm not gonna lie, Dorsal kind of wants to go with her. I'll sleep in the house. I'm cool with that.
Good night. And she opens the door to the right of the chimney and closes it.
All
So,
right.
sleep in the house, but keep a little watch.
I think we're fine. This lady probably doesn't get messed with too much.
I mean, are you gonna sleep 8 hours because you feel like it?
No, I only sleep 4 hours, and I don't know.
Okay.
I want to just do something.
So maybe I'll sleep 6, and Solus will sleep 6. See, we're not keeping a watch. We're just excited.
I
You're
just
not
wander outside
keeping
usually.
a watch. Wow.
Nox usually sleeps a few hours, wakes up for a few hours, and sleeps a few hours.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess
Dorsal only sleeps
we
for 4
are
hours.
keeping a watch. It's just I was explaining to Dorsal how it's not actually a watch. We're just randomly staying awake one at a time.
As
Well,
you
Dorsal only
wake
sleeps
up,
for 4 hours anyway.
when you wake up in the morning, you notice that you are no longer in a house.
This will be good.
You are outside, exactly where you would have been, and the house is nowhere to be seen.
What's the time?
It is sunrise.
She left early. She lied.
Like way early. Didn't she say like noon or some shit?
Yeah.
There is a fire at the center of you all, like a campfire type thing. And next to this fire, next to Nox, is a bag. It is a rather large bag, too.
Ooh, let's look in it. See what's in it.
Attached to the string keeping it closed is a letter. Enclosed it said, "Sorry, had to leave early. Urgent matter came through whilst the night was gone. I left you all a bit of breakfast. Hope to see you one day. Maybe never. But it was nice talking to you all." Inside are a bunch of crumpets, a bunch of different sausage links, all fresh. You can feel the heat coming out from the bag.
Oh, what a sweet crazy lady. What is a crumpet, by the way? I don't actually know what they are.
Kinda hard to describe.
Nox, you don't know what a crumpet is either.
Nox doesn't. Matt does.
Yes.
Matt loves crumpets.
Well, no, I'm saying in real life, what is a crumpet?
Oh. I don't know. Let me
Like I say, it's very difficult to explain.
crumpets.
Okay, fair enough.
Alright. It almost looks like half of an English muffin. But it looks like an English muffin, a little bit more flat. I don't know. I'm trying to describe it from an
the
image.
texture's different. Yeah.
I'm trying to
texture's
describe
very
it from an
different.
image. And it's probably different. I'm probably getting different images than like an actual crumpet if like you looked it up, Nox.
Yeah, and thing is, you toast them and put loads of butter on them. They're amazing.
Yeah. I didn't see that. Like, you put butter on them. One of these has, like, eggs on it. And one has jam. One has, like, one cut in half, and they have, like, a sausage patty in between it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that sounds a bit.
So it's almost like an English muffin, essentially.
Yeah. Almost. Yeah.
I'm picturing like a biscuit, but different.
Yeah, if I were to describe it, that's probably how I would describe it, like an English muffin. For all of us filthy Americans. Anyways, y'all, I assume you all eat the breakfast.
Yeah, we do.
And
Of course.
you continue upon your way. That is the wrong mouse. You continue along the way. About half day, you get to where both rivers kind of like one dips in one way, one dips out, and they kind of like there's like a kind of like section in the middle. And you can, on the river that you just come to, you can see on the other side of the bank the temple.
Nice.
Let's go,
Now,
guys.
this river at this point is not so raging, as well as it's pretty shallow and clear. So you're able to see like the ground in front of you as you guys go across. And you guys could technically walk across this river.
Dorsal's
Like how you say
prepared for Keck to
technically.
fly him over.
If this is an excuse for Keck to carry people, he will carry people.
It is indeed an excuse.
Nox will
Okay.
literally walk across using shape water to just make the water go around him.
Dorsal is concerned that his books will get wet.
And you go across. All right. Keck, acrobatics. Ooh, you get about 3/4 of the way through, and same thing happens. You get dropped right at the bank.
Dorsal, why are your clothes so slippery?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I keep getting wet. Although I got all these books on me. Maybe it's because I'm
Solus,
heavy.
what are you doing?
I
Are
don't
you
know.
gonna walk across, or you're gonna have Keck bring you across?
No, I'll just walk normally across the river.
All right. Walk normally.
And yeah, once I cross the river, I'm also going to make a survival check to see if I can detect if there has been any animals or people who have basically been in this area and have walked towards the
Go ahead.
in and out from the temple.
You can see that there are human footprints going in and out of the temple.
Okay. I basically alert the other members of the party and ask them to be cautious, and then I head towards the temple.
Alright, so you guys go to the temple. In the temple is completely empty. It's one big room. There's a bit of an opening at the ceiling right above where the altar is, and nobody's in there.
Did I also see people coming out or just
No,
going
you
in?
just saw footprints.
Going both ways. You
Going
saw
both
footprints
ways.
going both ways.
But going both ways, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
So, I guess if Keck has it, he'll put the stuff on the altar.
No, Dorsal has it.
Dorsal had it.
Dorsal been keeping it.
Hell yeah. I want to watch and see what happens. So Dorsal's going to go put the stuff on the altar.
Alright.
And then as everybody's walking out to leave, he's going to find a place to hide and watch.
As you exit, you hear a, "Oi! What the fuck you doing?" and there is a man. I don't really have a cat on the board.
Are they talking to me?
Tech will be walking out first.
He's like, what are you all doing here?
People not allowed to walk where they want. We were here on official business.
Question is, what are
Official
you
business,
doing here?
my ass. Come on, boys. Let's show him.
Dorsal looks over at the guy and he goes, "Who the hell are you?"
We're gonna rob you for all your money.
You're gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, you're gonna try, you big bitch.
Are we? Are we, though? As one pulls out a knife.
Oh,
Ah.
scary.
Dorsal pulls out his sword and he goes, "Ooh."
Kek
Dun,
just
dun,
smiles
Dun
weaponless.
dun 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 dun.
How many are there?
Do 3.
Okay.
Give me 1 second to get onto here. This way I
Upon
can roll for the
seeing,
bandits.
Upon seeing the knife, Nox would literally shift the color of his eyes and the darkness would start to spread out from him. Along with a slightly wicked grin spreading across his face.
Hey, we got 2 rows now.
Alrighty. Everyone, please roll initiative. Including the bandits.
Are our rows actionable? Now we can move back and forth.
Yes, they are. Not the 2 above you though. The 2 above and beyond. You can go back and forth, but you can't go up and
Yeah.
down.
Okie dokie.
Is there
So
any
you can't
opportunity
move behind
attacks for
someone else,
backing up?
kind of thing.
No, you can't move behind somebody else. But someone else can be in front, and they can take like a. So, here's how I was thinking of doing it. If someone's in front, that let's say is like a tank, and they want to guard, and they can take a bonus action, which would be a guard, and they would guard the people in the row behind them.
But
Okay,
in
so
that
out of
case, people can go
curiosity-
back for free then? They don't have to do a disengage to go back without
No,
attack opportunity.
no.
Okay, so out of curiosity, would I be able to move into the back row and then use range? Yeah.
Yes.
Range. Okay, perfect.
Yes. If you go into the back row, you can only use range.
So does that just take your standard movement, or is that a full action?
Your movement.
Beautiful. Cool.
Can you start combat in the second row?
Yes.
Because Nox would always be like towards the back of
If
the
you
party.
want to move yourselves to the back row whilst we're doing initiative right now, yes.
Alrighty.
You can't
Tech is
move
very much in
behind
the
someone.
front.
I'm not oh, right. Yeah, it wasn't me.
That was me.
I know who it was, and I know who it wasn't. Okay. That's where I'm just getting everything into place.
I mean, if you were in my position, wouldn't you use Keck as a meat shield? I mean, I know I would.
Kek would use Kek as a meat shield.
Exactly. Keck understands.
I
As
like I'm
Dorsal's
literally facing away from everyone now as if I'm walking away from the fight.
I know,
Just
you're like, I'm
"Nope,
out. Later.
Bye.
Keck Dorsal gets behind Keck and starts to pull out a collar with a leash on it.
So if I don't guard, because honestly I have uses for my bonus actions, can they still get hit by melee attacks, or is it still only
Yes.
ranged attacks?
They can get if you're in the second row, they can get hit by ranged attacks.
Okay.
However, if you're in the first row, and if you do a ranged attack, it's disadvantage. If the enemy's in the first row.
Of course.
I'm just writing down the initiative order. Because I didn't. I decided to do this last second. 6 service. And they have that much health. Okay. Just writing down their health so that I can keep track of it. Alright, so one of the bandits go first, and they are going to go ahead and swing their scimitar at...
What did they roll? I rolled a 22.
They rolled a nat 20. You rolled a 19.
Yeah.
So they go first. They're going to swing their scimitar at Keck.
Okay.
Get it, go through.
I haven't
Oh, there it
seen what
goes.
their hit was.
14
Okay.
hit.
It does.
You can take 4 damage. Dorsal's turn now.
All right, I'm gonna shoot him. I'm gonna shoot him with the longbow.
Go
I'll
ahead.
Shoot that one.
Was it the bottom one?
Yeah,
Okay.
17,
17 hits.
12 damage.
Oh, fuck. You just fucking murdered this dude.
Shot him straight in his eyeball.
Brothers, avenge me. Alright.
Dorsal looks at him and he goes, "Not so tough now, are you, bitch?"
Keck, your turn. No, wait. Let me ask you this first off. Are you doing lethal or non-lethal damage?
Wait, for me or for...
For Dorsal.
You can't...
It's
Shoot
an
me in the eye
arrow. Like
non-lethally.
it's all lethal.
Yeah,
Only melee can be non-lethal.
That's right. That's right.
Um,
I'm shooting to kill. Tell me you're gonna rob me.
Okay.
You better earn that. You better earn my loot.
Keck, your turn.
Okay. Keck is going to take a deep breath and focus with a rage.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll go ahead and punch the guy right in front of him.
Alrighty. $19 hits.
Add 2 onto this for rage.
And you kill that one too. Or are you doing non-lethal?
I guess I'll do non-lethal since I can.
Alright. So he is crippled, but he is not dead.
That'll be Keck's turn.
Now it is Nox's turn.
Well, this will be a real shock, I know, but I'm going to cast Sleep.
Wow, shocker.
Is ally doing that? Think that should cut it.
Yep, they are asleep.
And then I would just shout, tie him up.
Alright. Quick combat. So they are
You're
all
1/2.
tied up. What are you gonna do with them?
We're gonna have some fun.
Oh, whoa. First he's putting a leash on Keck, and now he's like, we're going to tie him up and have some fun.
Damn.
I couldn't help it, man. It just seemed the right thing to say at the time.
He was just
You
in the
kinky
moment.
motherfucker.
Okay. I feel like we have
Would you tie him into like a gimp suit?
This is normal, right? We have no reason
No,
to think
we
that
like
it's
anchored
bad.
them to some beams. You know, they're just 100% limp, but able to feel everything.
Right, this is normal. We have no reason to think that this is like
I mean,
targeted
the
or anything.
bandits. So
Yeah. So like, oh, this happens all the time. We have no this isn't very strange, basically, is what I'm asking.
it's pretty strange, especially around like a tomb. Pretty strange.
Deep in the Dryad woods. I mean, how did they even get in this far?
I mean, let's be honest. Dorsal's pulling. You know, he's an artificer. He's pulling out all kinds of strange devices. They're tied up. Things are getting weird.
He's
Okay,
measuring them in every which way.
He takes off their pants, measures the depth.
Well, I wasn't actually gonna say it, but
Dorsal just looks at him. Kind of small.
explains the knife.
This is not for kids.
This got really weird. This took a straight fucking left turn.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess we should actually ask them for some more information, since this is so strange.
Well, you have one conscious. Unless, is that an area effect?
It is an AoE.
Yeah.
Alright, so they're
it
both
could
asleep.
technically have put them both to sleep.
So they're both asleep.
It only takes a slap to wake them up, though.
Yep.
So we can just interrogate
would
them one at a time.
before we proceed further, I would cast Channel Divinity, restore whatever health Keck lost, and the one person who was knocked unconscious, I would restore him to 1 HP, so that he wakes up as well.
Wow. Alright, who slaps them to wake them up?
Dorsal
Probably
does.
just like kick him with a hoof.
Dorsal does. He just gives a little poke with his short sword. Not like a stabs and poke, or
Roll
you know,
to
just
hit.
a little poke.
Roll to hit. Yeah, you just like slap him on the side of the face with this guy to the scabbard.
19.
Oh fuck. Roll damage.
Well, God 9.
You fucking slice the side of his cheek, and he's like, what? Where am I? What are you doing here?
You're tied up. You tried to rob us.
Well, yeah, we're bandits.
Yeah, we want to know who you're banditing for. If you don't give us the answers we want, there's a reason your pants are down and I've got a short sword out.
Maybe more specifically, how did you get here? Why are you here? This is not exactly a well-traveled area.
Well, we saw something along the river, and we went to investigate.
Can I roll insight to see if I find that to be truthful?
Yeah, of course you can. It
13.
is not truthful.
I'm going to cut him.
Go ahead. Roll damage.
15. 4 damage.
Where are
Okay,
you
that's better
cutting
now.
him?
I'm going to cut him on like the inside right above his knee.
Oh god, why did you do that? Oh, that's a bad place to cut.
That's the point. I want answers, bitch. I want
He's
answers.
slicing there, and he's like, but why'd you cut me there?
Because you're lying. Tell him the truth.
Every
I'm gonna
time
go
you lie,
higher
he'll
every
cut a bit
time.
higher.
Your pants are down for a reason. I already warned you.
Fine. We were instructed to get whatever the fuck was placed into this tomb.
And what did you do with it?
Threw it in the river. I don't know. None of it was valuable, so we just chucked it.
You
have
chucked
any
it? Like you
idea
took it
the
off the
damage
altar
you've
and
caused?
threw it?
Wait,
Yeah.
Wait,
None of
when
it
did
was
they have
valuable.
time to do that? Because I was watching them.
Yeah, but they obviously did it before we got here and then laid in wait to take whatever was brought to
Oh.
replace it.
Okay, I'm getting it now.
At least we know how to deal with them after this. Chuck them in the river.
So, yeah, who told you to do that? Who instructed you?
Our boss, who got a contract from someone.
Keep talking.
Yeah. Keep the
It
information
was
coming,
one of
big
the
boy.
pirates. We don't know who.
Can I inside him again?
Yeah,
So they sailed down the river from the North
being truthful.
Nah.
Sea?
Okay, what's your boss's name?
Yodelehu.
I'm definitely gonna incite that.
He's fucking
I
lying
just-
through his teeth.
I'll just hoof
All
him
right,
in
so
the
I'm
face.
gonna cut him again, right underneath the balls,
Ah,
like the leg,
fuck.
but right underneath the balls.
No, don't go any higher. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
he's getting cut.
By the
sorry.
way, the one that we're interrogating, is he the one who seemed to be in charge?
Yes. Yes. He's like, fine. Our captain is Toronto.
Where can we find him? I wouldn't suggest
Within
lying.
the
You already know what's gonna
uncharted
happen.
lands.
You want to give us a more specific answer?
About 3 days in the uncharted lands.
Is he in a town?
There are no towns in the uncharted
The
lands.
uncharted lands.
Well, I don't know. They're uncharted. I don't know what the hell's there.
The off maps place that we cannot tell you anything because they are not places that are on a map.
Yeah, but these guys
Knoxwood.
have been there. They would know.
There are many strange people in the uncharted lands.
There's plenty here too, trust me. Knox would step forward and say, regardless of who asked you to do this, what were their reasons for trying to disrupt the university?
What are you talking about? This temple ain't for the university.
It's in the university grounds.
Yeah, an entire country's land is inside of the university's grounds. That
What
doesn't
affects
mean that everything in it is for the university. Many things
The-
like this predate the university.
The items that you chucked in the river disrupted systems at the university that were very vital.
These would not disrupt anything. The university is governed by a frickin' artificer and a wizard. They're fine.
One of which sent us to deal with this little problem, so you obviously got their attention.
Well, yeah, Yen Sidric makes some donations every now and again.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that one. He makes donations to who?
The Dryads. This is a temple for the Dryads.
So why would you steal from a temple for the Dryads?
To piss them off. We were told to disrupt the balance between the Dryads and the university leaders.
For what reason?
I
Because
don't
it's
know. I'm not
an
the
enemy
guy
nation.
in charge.
Can I insight that?
Yes.
You
He's
pissed
being
the Dryad off.
heavily
Sweet.
sarcastic, but he is telling the truth.
I'm gonna cut him again just for being a dick on the opposing thigh.
Ah, fuck.
Okay. Man, and I was worried that this might be some dark ritual.
It might turn into that.
Nothing.
I mean, giving money to the forest people doesn't sound all that awful.
Money? What the fuck's in that bag?
Something that jingles.
Normally it's just like nuts and fruits and stuff.
Sure.
Never really
Not this
anything
time.
valuable.
Not. Oh. I look over at Nox and I go, "That's a good point." I pull Nox aside. I was like, "Hey, can you come over here real quick? I got a quick question for you."
Hmm.
And I whisper to Nox, "Why the hell would Dryads want jewels? They're
You
creatures of
think
the
he's
forest."
trying to pay these guys?
I think he's trying to pay somebody, but I don't think it's the people that he would normally pay.
1 second. Were you told to
She
wait
she
here for a delivery?
No, we've been here for about a month.
I'm gonna look over at Nox again and go and just whisper to him. Didn't that witch say that Yen Cedric was into some bad stuff, going a bad way?
Nox would just nod and turn back to the other guys again. If all that is placed in this temple is nuts and berries, why would a bunch of cutthroat bandits hang around that long?
Because we were ordered to. And I don't want my head to get chopped off.
There's
I
two
look
ways
over.
of that happening.
I look over at him. I go, that might still happen. So
Yeah, but at least it won't be with a blade engulfed in fire as you're cut your head off alive.
no, it'll.
Slowly, as if you're chopping down a tree.
I can make
Not
it slow.
Nox would take a step towards him and let the dark start to roll out
Mm-hmm.
and crouch down in front of him and say, "Trust me, there are worse things that can be done inside your mind."
Do you want to peer into his mind?
He's considering it, but he's going to give him a chance to offer up anything that he thinks might save him.
Look, I really don't know anything else. We were sent here. Toronto told us, be here for a month. If anyone comes around putting things in the temple, throw it in the river, or just do with it whatever. Just dispose of it. I did such things. All that we know is that this is a temple for the Dryads.
So why is it you decided to confront us instead of just waiting and disposing of what we left behind?
Because we were ordered to kill anyone who enters the temple besides us.
Who else have you killed?
No one. This temple's been empty for months.
So you were just gonna kill us?
Well, we were ordered to.
So what do you think we're gonna do to you now?
I don't know.
I mean, if you were here to kill us,
He's just a simple folk.
I'm just a simple man, sir.
Well, there's still information you can offer me. And he would reach out and, like, grab his head with his hand, like, over his eyes and his forehead.
Oh, you're peering in? As
Yeah,
you peer in, you see many things. A makeshift camp, and you see a structure that looks like a guillotine with a blade that is internally on fire. However, this blade is seriously dull. When Toronto you see the scene in front of you of Toronto actually executing someone. And you see as the blade cuts partially into them, and then the person who would normally like pull the lever and reset it would bring the rope ever so higher all the way to the top, let it go again as it would chop further and further, burning and chopping down the person's head off, taking hours, and Toronto forcing everyone to watch.
He would also peer at the route that they took and gauge
Basically, they took a
where they
straight
came
path.
from?
They pretty much took a straight path. You see that there were many difficulties on the road, many creatures that you have seen from your classes just being absolutely dangerous and to avoid. Them sneaking during the night, trying to avoid dangers and such.
Great time to travel.
Yes.
Yeah, so they were probably a bigger party to begin with.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there was a much larger party to begin with. There were about 9 men.
Fair enough. Did stand up and say to the others, they were basically sent on a suicide mission. They're all that's left out of 9, and they'd never make it back out alive with that number. And with what they've seen, it's fair to say that they're gonna be more scared of their boss than they are of any of us.
Well, what do you want to do with them? I mean, we can't just leave them untied because they're going to go ahead and, fulfill their mission, save their own hides. So, knock them out and throw them in the river?
Clean
Let
them
them
out
float
of anything
downstream?
valuable and turn them over to the Dryads for their own source of justice.
Ooh, that's true.
Let the Dryads know that someone's trying to disrupt relations between them and the university.
All right, we can do that. I'm going to go ahead and slap him in the head with the sword. Like the flat end of it, knock him out.
Alright, and he's out.
All right, let's loot him, boys.
You find some stale bread and a couple swords. That's about it.
That makes sense.
They have like nothing on them.
Fair enough. So, we would probably makeshift bury the. Actually, no, you revived the dead dude, didn't you?
No, he didn't
So-
revive the dead dude. Dead dude's dead.
Oh, okay. I thought you tried to bring him back to 1 HP.
I
Alright,
murdered the
He,
shit out of
he
that
raised
guy.
the person that I knocked unconscious.
Yeah, he just made sure his health was good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, fine. So I'd makeshift bury dead dude just off the grounds of the temple. Leave the offering on the temple.
Why
as
don't we
we
just
were
leave
told
him out
to.
for the animals to eat?
Well, makeshift bury means sort of dig a pit, chuck him in it, don't cover it.
Oh, fair enough.
And leave the offering on the temple and cart the other 2 away.
Let's leave him tied up. We'll just drag him along with us.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, sort of hobbled so that they can't run or do anything, but we'll be able to hand them over to the Dryads and.
Heck puts
Explain.
them both on each one of his shoulders.
Oh god. Of course he does.
Alright.
Hey, I got 4 arms. I can keep them stable.
The trip back takes twice as long as it did before. When you go back to the point where the hut was for the old woman, it is nightfall, and the house is still not there. The sign
We
of
can
the
make use of the
campfire
fire
is still
pit, though.
there. Yes, the fire pit is still there. It is burned out, but you're in a forest, so.
Y'all go gather some firewood. Well, let's tie these dudes to a tree first. Or we could just hog tie them and leave them off to the, so they don't die of like cold.
Yeah, tie him to a tree.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Did you put their pants back on?
Nope.
Oh my god.
Sure didn't. I mean, I don't want to put them back on. I was just looking to take them off.
Alright. It's fair enough.
Try to steal from us and rob us. Makes you think you're going to get your pants back, buddy.
What do you think we tied them with?
Oh, just tied them with their pants? Okay.
Yeah, that works.
Nox is never drinking around Dorsal.
Dorsal, he likes information, however he's got to get it. If he's got to threaten somebody with a personal anatomy lesson, that's okay. He's fine with that. It's all about knowledge.
Ooh.
And unveiling that knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, night passes. They both wake up. They're both kind of like terrified and don't really like speak. They kind of just watch as you all just kind of like go around the fire and speak to each other and that kind of stuff.
You said it's night?
Yes.
Okay, did I go grab firewood?
Okay.
And then I'm going to chuck it in the pit and cast fireball. Or firebolt.
I was gonna say, bloody hell.
It's like, man, bro.
I
don't know
This
if
is how-
let me just
actually
roll
catches things on
damage
fire.
for you really quickly. You're all dead. Okay.
This
yeah.
is how a man starts a fire.
Forest fire.
Firebolt.
Okay, now just a small spark.
Fireball.
Fireball. Do, 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 do.
I was
Anyways,
singing Firestarter.
the night goes on. You now have a blazing inferno in front of you. And
I just, I'm looking over at Nox and I'm like, dude, I don't know much about Dryads. I did just meet one, but do they usually, like, are they into jewels? Doesn't seem like their thing, but I mean, I know there are, spirits that are interested in, like, shiny shit.
No, that definitely doesn't seem right to me.
I mean, I thought originally it was like, like an elemental kind of thing because, I just figured it's snowing and it shouldn't be snowing. And if you're going to pay somebody off, it would be like you would pay elementals off for that kind of duty. You know what I mean?
Well, ultimately, this may have been a completely unrelated assignment.
Oh, that's a good point. I hadn't thought of
If
that.
he had his hands full with the weather,
Yeah, I hadn't really
wanted
thought
to
of
save
that.
face with the Dryads.
But I'm still curious about the gems.
Yeah, it doesn't add up.
Gems in a Dryad temple just doesn't seem to fit in my, like I said, I don't know shit about Dryads, but it just doesn't seem to fit.
Well, I can ask the Dryads that when we hand over the hostages.
Ooh, can I ask him? I want to talk to him some more.
They are not the most social creatures.
I know, but I'll fix that. I already got one to talk to me.
Let me deal with business first.
All right, that's fair.
alright, so the night
So
goes
just-
on. Who does watch?
I'll take
I
last
guess
watch.
most of us. Like,
I'll take last watch because I'm up already.
I think
I'll
Nox
take the
in the middle
middle.
night watch and
Yep.
Keck
Like-
might go to sleep. Dorsal, you wanna do first watch?
No, I
Yeah,
can. I
either
can
way,
do
I
that.
mean, I just
No,
meditate, so
Yeah, like you said, you'll be awake in the morning anyway, so I can take the first watch.
yeah, because I like to wander around the forest and see if
There's not
there's any
enough-
cool shit.
There's not enough here for even if all the rest of us stay, we're not gonna get full watches without you taking at least 2 hours.
Alright.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'll take one of the
Okay,
watches.
okay.
I only sleep 4 hours a night,
Okay, cool.
Alright, so.
and actually it's just meditation.
Night goes on. Dorsal, you awaken after your thing, and Solvis goes to bed. Dorsal, roll me perception. You
I see
notice
everything.
that one of them is trying to escape their binds.
I go up and slap him in the side of the head with the flat end of the sword. Oh, I nat 20'd him. This might kill him.
Fucking,
Oh, thank God.
fucking just.
And
Sorry.
as a good measure, I slap the other one in the head.
Bam.
That one might kill him.
I'm sorry. I turned
I
into
just
an
look-
old man now. For some fucking reason.
He turned into an old man?
No. My
Oh, I
voice
was
just
like-
went to an old man for some reason.
Oh, I was like, what? I just look at him and I go, keep trying to escape, and I'll keep thinking of inventive ways to make you not want to escape. You think the cuts were bad? I'm always down for an anatomy lesson.
Not the cuts again. At
Oh,
least
these next-
fuck me in the ass first.
These next cuts will be worse, and if you're getting fucked in the ass, guess what it's going to be with? As he holds up the sword.
Oh no. Oh, please no. I am but a simple man.
That's funny, I am too. Simple man, simple punishment, simple discipline.
I didn't mean by punishment standards.
Well, you did try to kill us. I mean, let's be fair.
I
We
was
kinda have this
ordered
coming.
to.
I don't give a shit if you were ordered to.
Please spare a young boy.
Then stop trying to escape, and I won't have to slap you in the head with a sword. Or,
Yeah.
give your friend an anatomy lesson.
Fine.
I
Maybe
mean,
the Dryads will be nicer.
Just
Don't
an
try to
artificer
kill
Be
him.
creative.
Don't try to kill him, and they'll probably be a little bit nicer. I mean, I can't guarantee that because I only met one Dryad, but generally it helps if you don't try to kill people.
Kill one, it'll be lighter.
Oh,
So
that's true.
they go through. The night passes and it becomes morning, and they don't try to escape again.
They're tired of getting fucking hit in the head with swords.
Yeah. And you guys get up and you travel to the building. The building is
the
no
way I
longer
rolled, I
being
thought I was gonna kill him.
quarantined anymore. They seem to have fixed the problem, and the monorail across the river is now working.
So I guess we'll immediately walk into where the
Yeah, well, we gotta walk over the
With our
Dryads.
butt
And,
naked hostages.
yeah, our pantsless hostages. We're gonna drop those punks off.
Yeah. You go on the monorail, you see there's some students, and they're like, what's going on? Why are they pants?
we didn't know how many pockets they had.
You're just like, you hear all these like whispering, like, why aren't they wearing any pants?
Well, we didn't have a whole lot of rope
What's
with
going
us, and it was a long story. We had to tie him
It's
up.
not need for explanation. These are whispers that you're hearing around you.
Oh, okay, not open question. All right.
No. These aren't like open questions. These are just like, what the fuck are they doing? Why are those two pantsless?
Yeah,
Why
no
are
one
they
would
tied
approach
up?
us in this
Nobody is
situation.
approaching you. Everyone is leaving the car you're in and going to the other car.
I should take hostages more often. Get more space. Knock some
I'm
things.
down. I mean,
You
your
got-
technique can only get better from after the
Like-
first time.
2 minutes pass, and you guys are across the river, and you guys are attached to the building. And you see as a Dryad opens the door to your guys' thing, and they go, ah, what the fuck is this?
I don't know what I was expecting, but that was not it.
This is in common, by the way. This is one of the Dryad professors, and they're like confused as fuck.
I just tell them they tried to kill us at the temple we were delivering to. It just happened to be a Dryad temple. Figured we'd
Could
bring them to
we-
you.
Talk
They
somewhere.
said they've been taking stuff from that temple, and we had little reason to leave them there, and didn't want to be more harsh than the people they were stealing from would have wanted.
Damn, I was planning on sending a bear after them. Alright.
You can still do that. You know,
Yeah,
hunting
but now
style.
it'll be less fun because they'll be expecting it.
In all fairness, you could like give them a slight head start.
That is true. Why are they pantsless?
We didn't know how many pockets they
I
had.
would just point at dorsal.
What are you? Gay?
Dorsal?
I think a creative interrogator is more.
One sec.
He's checking.
Oh wow, he's thinking about it.
I didn't think this needed much thought.
You've triggered an existential
He's actually
crisis.
probably just busy. He'll be right back.
Oh, did he?
He says 1 minute. I think he'll be right back.
Okay.
Something probably came up. But it was funny to think that it was
Timing was
it
just
needed
perfect.
think.
Yes. Anyways, the Dryad goes, well, keep them in the car. I'll have to bring them to our home. We'll do a proper trial, and hopefully I'll be able to send a bear after them. But now I have to go through court proceedings. Ugh.
Trial
Couldn't
by
have
bear. I
killed
think that
them
works.
at the
If they
temple.
survive, they're guilty.
I mean,
If
we
they
still
die,
can if
late.
you want us to leave and go back and kill him, but
You
Oh.
haven't answered my question. Are you gay?
Yeah. no, not gay. So the reason they're pantsless is because we needed information as to why they were trying to kill us and steal the offerings.
Uh-huh.
And they kept lying to me, so I figured, what's the best way to get the truth out of a person? You
Strip,
slowly cut
apparently.
up from the knee towards their naughty bits.
That's counterproductive.
Oh no, it was very effective. They came real clean, real fast.
Then they're pansies. If you were up against an assassin and did that kind of shit, they wouldn't tell you jack squat.
Well, I mean, cut me some slack. This is the first time I ever tortured somebody for information.
That is true, and I do commend you for that. And you did do a good job. You got information.
My technique can only go up from here.
I
Up
do
the
I do
leg.
have to admit that I don't know what to do other than threaten to drop someone.
That is very threatening. Holding someone 50 feet up in the air. That is a good tactic to getting someone to tell you the truth.
I mean,
I
yeah.
don't need to lay
I'll
a
read some
finger
books.
on
You know,
someone
I'm
to
thinking
interrogate them.
hot pokers and like the soles of their feet and stuff. I mean, the technique only goes up from here.
That
That's all
is
I'm
true.
saying.
Anyways, go on off the train. Go back to your lives. Things are happening. I need to go back to my village.
Did you
One
want us to take him
question.
out and kill him?
No, he grabs both of their necks, and you see as leaves and branches start to come just like flying through the wind and just whirl around them, and then it all just like down on the ground and they're gone.
God damn it! I had a question.
What was your question, my dear?
Do you know why Yen?
As you turn around, you see the Dryad who you're most familiar with, Nox, and she is speaking in Sylvan to you.
It's like, do you have any idea why Yen Sidric would have us deliver jewels to a Dryad temple?
Ah, that is probably protection payment.
Regarding the woods.
Yes. We keep the dangerous beasts and ghouls out of the forest and stop them from coming into the school and school buildings from
That
our
makes
neck of the woods.
But are
And
you
he pays
guys
us.
are jewels your thing?
Not normally,
understand-
but
you
they're
understand Sylvan?
useful when trading with other how do you put it? Mortals.
Faction.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Everyone likes money. Who knew?
This is all being spoken in Sylvan, and Nox is
Yeah,
the
yeah, I
only
know.
person able to understand.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
That's why I was
yeah,
surprised by Dorsal's interjection. I was like, what?
I kind of forgot
she
myself.
understands like common, but she cannot speak it.
Fair enough.
Apologies.
I'd relay it to the others anyway, because obviously Dorsal was asking about the shady business of Yen Sidric, and I would just allay his fears and say it's an ongoing agreement between the Dryads and Yen Sidric to keep the woods free of dangerous creatures to protect the students.
I look over at Nox and I go, "Oh, thank goodness." I was just worried that what that lovely sorceress lady said was what was going on. That was my concern.
Well, I have sensed Yen Sidric doing dark magic before,
Yeah, but I mean,
but
granted,
assumed-
I'm only an artificer, and my magic, I don't use a high level of magic, but I mean, there's reasons that you would use dark magic because I mean, realistically, what is dark magic? But just
well,
the opposite of light magic. It's just how you use it, right?
yeah,
It
I
all has its
trust
uses.
Yen Sidric, and I would assume it's forbidden just for those who would misuse it. I
Exactly.
like to think he knows what he's doing.
Exactly, and that's kind of where I was. Like, I'm guessing if he's using dark magic, he's got a legit reason for it. But
All right.
Is it snowing?
remember, we did tell the
It
lady we would
is
keep an eye
no
out.
longer snowing.
Cool. Should we return to Yen Sidric and update him?
Yeah, probably a good idea.
All right. So you get on the
But
train and you go over.
I was just thinking we did tell that nice sorceress lady that we would keep an eye out on him.
Nox was anyway.
Once you get to the train station, you see the familiar Kitty, and he goes, "Hello.
I thought I saw a ponytail.
Hey, Catface, we missed you.
Where have you guys been?"
Oh, we went all over the
days.
place. We went and met the sorceress, and then we went to this Dryad temple, and we tortured these guys for information.
Sounds fun.
Been
Good
lost
time.
in the wood for like a week.
Why'd you leave me home?
You
It
were
was snowing. It
sleeping,
was cold outside.
and you looked so comfortable. We didn't want to wake you up. We're completely hiding the fact that we didn't realize he wasn't with us already.
Yep.
I like to
gonna-
imagine that you said that
You
out
just
loud.
looked so peaceful while you were sleeping. I didn't want to wake you up.
What modifier is insight again?
Huh?
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Yeah. Oh fuck, he's a druid. We are fucked. We are fucked on that insight check.
Are you? You could always deception against it.
That is true.
Okay. And he goes on his way.
Wait, can I roll deception?
Sure.
1.
Oh, my charisma's awful, but here we go. I beat him.
Okay. Just don't forget me next time.
We'll make sure to wake you up, okay, buddy?
Yeah.
How was your time at school? Did you do anything interesting? Learn any cool druid shit?
He just hangs out.
Nah. They can't figure out how to turn me back to a person. And, well, since I'm not a person, I can't really do any magic.
What
Or
about the
anything.
Dryads? They're super smart with nature magic.
Yeah, the Dryads can't figure it out.
Oh, the Dryads can't figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
But
We're gonna have to fix that, buddy.
it's okay. Shit happens.
I mean, if you're cool with being a cat, that's cool with me.
Yeah, shit happens. What do you
You're
guys
the coolest
up to?
cat I know.
We need to go check if those magic items are ready.
Oh, I gotta get to the lab. or to the artificer's work area. I'm trying to develop these freaking these goggles. Well, I'm trying to enchant my goggles, is what it is.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, you want to come? I don't know. Have you seen the artificer lab?
Maybe next time. The
Alright.
artificers don't tend to like creatures in their workshop.
Well, you're coming with me, so it's fine.
I don't know about that. Anyways,
I can slap him with my
Come
sword
back
if
to
they
the
get
dorm
mouthy.
with me, and I'll fill you in on a little trip.
Ooh, that's yeah. It was pretty cool. I got really kind of wild there.
I'll go with Nux. And he hops on your shoulder.
Cool.
Alright, so
All right. Well, I'll see you guys later.
Who's
Actually, I
doing
need to go. I'm gonna go to the library, or I'm gonna go to the library first and get that temporal magic book. I'm also gonna inquire about some magical artificing books.
Do you want to do that instead of going to see Yen Cedric?
Afterwards, of course, naturally.
Right, so we'll head to Yen Cedric first.
Alright, so you guys both head to the library. You guys both head to the library for two different reasons. As you guys start to go on the platform, Dorsal kind of just like goes off, and the
No, I'll go up to talk to Yen Cedric first.
Okay. I was about to say the assistant's gonna go. Aren't you going with? So you go on the
Yeah.
platform as well, and you start to rise. Everyone, make me an Arcana check.
Oh Christ, I'm not good with these.
Oh god, I rolled a nat 1. I have a +5. That's so bad. Fucking wizard failed it.
I rolled a 2.
Alrighty.
Guys, why are you so unknowledgeable?
It doesn't take much. Dorsal, you're kind of just like la-di-da-di-da, but even
The
Nox,
standard
who got
Dorsal.
a 3, can sense the amount of magical energy that is being condensed at
Oh,
this
wait.
very moment.
Oh, I have to cast guidance pre-check, huh?
Yes.
Shit. That's upsetting. I gotta remember that spell.
As
Sorry.
you go up, you see as and as you go into the room, you see as Lance is chained to the wall. And as Yen Cedric is pulling the power from each element into the center of this room at this object in the center that is constantly changing its shape from liquid to solid to gas and over again in different degrees of change and different orders. And that is where I'm going to leave it.
Ooh, cliffhanger.
Who's Lance?
Lance
Also a callback.
is a very far callback. Lance has been in the library with Yen Cedric for a while. Let me just pull up.
I just
It's
don't
only
recall
callback
that
to
name.
the beginning of this
Thing.
one, right?
I will refresh you as to who Lance is. Let me just bring up his full name. Lance
He's the null magic dude, right?
Chelthor.
Oh, the guy from the village that I
Yes,
was familiar
from the
with for some
village
reason.
of the Graves. Very
That's
early
right.
on.
Yeah, because I
Yes.
was like immediately trying to fuck around with the magic on the walls.
Mhm.
And I touched him and nearly passed out.
Yes.
Yeah, because he drains the magic right out of you.
As well
he
as
just nullifies it.
magic doesn't even touch him.
Oh, that's what it was. That's right. Okay, I remember now. Got it. It's been that long?
It's
Seems
been a while since you talked to him last.
It just doesn't seem like we've been playing that long. That's so wild how just,
Mind you,
you don't even
think about
notice.
it. Since then, we've done the Yule episode,
Yes.
which automatically tells you how long ago it was.
Yeah, it's actually been
Um,
like a couple months that we've been playing. It just seems
yeah.
crazy.
Mm. Yeah, it's already
Uh,
February.
I have a terrible sense of time, so
The, and
It's
the
alright,
orbs
Keck
are
has a
callback
terrible
to
sense of
only I would
direction.
recognize among Master
Yeah.
Noct has a terrible sense of morals.
well, in game, Dorsal has a terrible sense of anything. You know, like space. Apparently, morals now,
Definitely
since
personal
he'll
space.
torture
And,
for information. Boundaries.
Yep, boundaries, modesty.
Sexual innuendos.
At no point in time has there been any sexual innuendos. He removed the pants for a very specific reason, and it worked.
I think he's referring more to the fact that once they were tied up, you said we were going to have some fun.
Oh, that's true. Oh, I forgot about that too. That is
I think I'm
very
ever gonna
true.
forget
As well
that.
as you said you were gonna hog tie them, which also supported that fact.
Yep.
That's fair. I mean, I was gonna hog time for different reasons, but I get it now. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
And they still had no pants.
So
Ugh.
the orb is just a callback that I would recognize and no one
Yes.
else, right?
The orb is a callback. Well, it's for Keck.
Keck wouldn't understand it, so it's
Keck
almost not
wouldn't
worth
understand
explaining.
it, but the player behind it will, since he was in the last campaign.
Fair enough.
Well, and Dorsal
So,
in Dorsal
yes.
fashion is definitely gonna look for those orbs and try to find them and play and touch them and do stuff.
Well, the orbs are being drained of power right now, so
But there's multiples. So we might get lucky.
all of them are being drained.
Yes,
that
I
is
fuck
the
you
scene
now, or I
before
would just
you.
put you to sleep.
All of them are being drained, and yet Sidric is channeling them into this singular point that is changing its form.
Did we ever get a name of the sorceress? She said she had a lot of names, but I don't think any of them were names.
No, you never got the full name of the sorceress, no.
Crazy
What did she
ass
call
old lady.
herself? What did she generally refer to herself? The Witch of the Woods?
The
Yeah.
Witch in
Yeah.
the Woods, yeah.
No,
Bes-
or the Traveling Witch or
And
something.
the Traveling Witch.
Both of those. Both of
Or the
those.
moving
Bes-
witch.
And then
Besides,
you
you
made
can't-
the connection as a player to Baba Yaga.
I still say Hal.
Just remember, Nox, you can't put me to sleep.
I've already, yeah. I can't do a lot of things. I have
My-
other methods.
My
can
racial
put you to
abilities help me out with that one.
Yes.
Remember when we tried to collect Cack as a pet?
Yep.
That was
Yeah.
fun.
And I managed to put Dante to sleep, but you were like totally immune. I was like, damn it.
That was
I know, I was-
very much fun. So I'm gonna end this session and this recording session. So, goodbye to everyone watching.
Ciao.
Bye.
See ya.